Hello and welcome to a new video. I am travelling down to Acton Town from Cockfosters on the back of the train. So we'll hook you up and you can have a look. It is dark out, so I don't know how much will come out. I'm not feeling too good, as you've probably heard in my last couple of videos, so I'm not sure how much commentary I'll do, if any. And also, because I'm an idiot, I haven't brought my spare battery, so I've only got the one battery, so hopefully that will last down to Acton Town. But if it cuts out somewhere before we get there, well, that's the way it is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put you here on the middle down to Acton. So we're just leaving Cockfosters, platform 1. I've got the air conditioning on for the moment. I can't make my mind up whether I'm hot or cold. So we'll see how this comes out with it being night time. So we've got leaf 4, which I've discussed in previous videos. 30 mile an hour is the speed limit from about when we cut over, roughly here, down to Arnos Grove. Now I can't turn the light out, so you might get a bit of glare. But we'll see how it comes out. So just coming down into Oakwood. So just to give you an idea, it's almost 7:55 in the evening. So I'm spare today, which means I don't have a duty. So I've been asked just to cover part of a duty. So I'm travelling down to Acton Town. I pick up a train at 10:17, and I'll take that train from Acton Town to where am I going? Manor Lane, back to Cockfosters stable. So as I've got to travel down, I thought I'd travel in the back. 1, because I can film for you guys or you lot, and 2, because I'm not too well, I don't want to be passing it on to the driver. So this is Oakwood. So you probably see on the left hand side down there, you've got the white circle with the red line through it. That's the shunt signal, so we can take that and go into the depot from this platform, as well as just carrying on west. So here, if you leave Cockfosters on time, you do get held here for sort of 30 seconds to a minute before you get the green signal, on average. Arnos Grove, you can be there for anything up to a couple of minutes if you're running on time. Just extra time built into the timetable. So we've been here for a minute now because I just heard the driver do brake release, so that meant the alarm would have been going off. From here it's downhill to Southgate. Again, 30 mile an hour limit. Technically the 30 ends just before we come into the station and then starts again, but for the sake of arguing we'll just call it all the way down to Arnos Grove. Now when I did one of these videos before, someone said that the platforms are empty. You've got to remember, because we're going backwards, most people will get on the train. So once we leave, platforms will be a lot quieter. Obviously if we've been filming from the front, you know, they'd be busier. Unfortunately, I can't turn that cab light out. It won't let me. Keeping an eye on the driver's speed, make sure he's not over the limit. Oh, excuse me. So I actually prefer driving in the dark because, as you can see, your signals, you can just see them so much better. So, just coming down towards Southgate, we enter the tunnel. Just the one station in this section of tunnel. So just in the tunnel now. You might hear the sound change of the air. Turn the aircon off for a bit. So this is Southgate, and we're going westbound if you're unsure. What I will probably do to save the battery when we get to Arnos Grove, because I'm expecting it to be sat there for a minute or two, I might just switch the camera off and back on again when we're ready to leave, just to save the battery. And the memory card, because I'm not sure how much I've got in there. Because I wasn't planning on filming anything, I didn't sort out a blank memory card, so we'll see how we get on anyway. So we should be coming out of the tunnels shortly. Sort of between the exit of the tunnel and Arnos Grove, the 30-mile-an-hour limit will end and it will drop down to 25. So that's just outside the tunnel now. Yeah, so the driver's brought the speed down. We are still slightly downhill into Arnos Grove. So I just want to thank the driver. The driver's Kevin. I think he said his nephew watches, so I don't know your name, Kevin's nephew, so hello. Because he's asked me to let him know when this video comes out, so that his nephew can watch. So they're just going to go around the bend shortly. And down into Arnos Grove. I'm assuming it'll be platform 4 rather than the middle platform. So there's two signals on this bridge for the way we're going. Both are red, and if you're going too fast they won't clear. Obviously it doesn't mean they will clear if there's a train in front or if there's a signal failure. And we're coming down, and off the top of my head I think there's 3 signals down towards the platform from here. one coming up in a second, I think, and then 2 closer to the platform. But obviously, because they're facing the wrong way, we can't quite see them. We've just passed one. Another one, yeah, and then the last one is about here somewhere. So I'm just going to turn you off until we're ready to depart. So just departing Arnos Grove, I've put the air conditioning back on. Sweating 1 minute, freezing the next. I'm on day 6 of 7 today. Just need to get today and tomorrow out of the way, and then I can spend the week. I've got 4 days off then, which I can spend in bed. So that's Arnos Grove. I'm going to head down into the pipe, the main tunnel. I've got 20 stations within the tunnel, plus 3 disused stations. Technically 4, we'll pass 3 of them. Old Witch is there, but we can't really see it. Take about 40 minutes or so to clear the pipe, and then we'll come out around just before Baron's Call. So down into the tunnel, 35 mile an hour speed limit in the tunnel, this bit. Down to Bounds Green. Normally I offer you lot mint. Would any of you like a Hall's Soothers instead? No? Fine. This is blackcurrant flavour? No? Okay. Don't say I didn't offer. So this is Bounds Green. Next stop will be Wood Green. There's 2 speed restrictions between here and Wood Green. One's 35, one's 40. 35 is the first speed restriction. Otherwise, normal line speed is 45 miles an hour if you've not seen my videos before. And as we come into Wood Green, the view we've got, you should just be able to see Wood Green sidings, which I've covered on videos before. So from this platform, obviously we can continue west, or we can change ends and reverse into the sidings. But if we was to go into the sidings from here, we can only come back onto this platform. So this is Wood Green. Now I can see it's been held at a red signal because there's a mirror up here, and I can see the reflection of the signal in the front of the train. And now we're ready to go. I can confirm he did have a green. So that's Wood Green. Next stop is Turnpike Lane. There is toilet facilities at Wood Green if we needed to go. Probably one of the most common questions I get asked. Turnpike Lane, it's a bit of a run down to Manor House. It's probably one of the most, probably one of the faster sections of the main pipe. Most trains can do, subject to signals of course, will do about 40, even though it's 45. Very few will get up to that speed, in my experience anyway. So Turnpike Lane. Next stop, Manor House. Downhill, then as we go further along the tunnel it goes uphill, it goes up a slight hill, round to the left, round, and then it's like a sweeping right hand bend into Manor House. You'll have two signals in the distance, one almost at the bottom of the hill, one almost at the top of the hill. And then when he goes round the left hand bend, there'll be a signal just before the right hand bend, and then there's I think 3 before the platform. something was to happen, I am able to bring the brakes on the train. I'm not going to tell you how, but I can stop the train. So for argument's sake, if something was to happen on the platform that the driver couldn't see when he's departed, the train needed to be stopped, because I'm here, I could do that. It would freak the driver out, he'd wonder what the hell's going on, but I can do it. In fact, I did threaten that I'd do it all the time just for a bit of video, but obviously I wouldn't. Anyway, Manor House. Next stop, Finsbury Park. Finsbury Park is as far as the Piccadilly Line used to go. I'll put the date on the screen of when they extended it, because I think it was, I want to say it was in the 30s, but I can't remember. Platform's got a bit of a hump on it, so you do have to be a bit careful. So to change for the Victoria Line, literally just straight across on the right hand side there's some passages, and that would take you on the southbound Victoria platform. And it's the same the opposite way, but then you'd go on the northbound platform, but the setup is the same. Alright, next stop is Arsenal, or Gillespie Road as it used to be called. It is downhill into Arsenal. 25 mile an hour speed limit when you depart the platform. You could probably just about see the Victoria platform on the right hand side of the screen as this coming through there. So this is at Arsenal. Air conditioning has stopped almost. So next stop is Holloway Road. Arsenal, Holloway Road and Caledonian Road, they're not far from each other. Holloway Road now. They're quite short platforms here, so the rear cab is still in the tunnel. Next stop, Caledonian Road. So there's a Terminal 5 service about 6 minutes behind us. Limit just before the platform, and then it ends just before the platform as well. This is Caledonian Road. Well, the front of the train's in Cali Road. The aircon stopped and now I'm sweating. I know you needed to know that. Take my coat off again. And we're off. Next stop, King's Cross, St Pancras. There is a disused station between the two, as I'm sure you all know by now. York Road. You won't be able to see it. We've tried to see it before. It's just too dark. Just before, excuse me, just before York Road, there's a 30-mile-an-hour speed limit. That ends just after York Road. Then we go down a hill towards King's Cross, and there's I think four signals before the station, and in the middle of those signals there's a 35-mile-an-hour limit into the platform in King's Cross. And it's about 30 minutes, just under, from King's Cross down to Acton Town. So hopefully the battery will last. And hopefully it doesn't overheat before then. But so coming down into King's Cross now, he's braking. It's a bit of a blind platform as you come down, you come around a right hand bend and into the platform. Obviously change here for, let me see if I can get this right, you've got Circle Line, Metropolitan Line, Hammersmith and City Line, Northern Line, Victoria Line, National Rail and International Rail services. And obviously Piccadilly Line, but I think that's them all. Now it is a regulation point, which means they can hold us here on a signal. we can reverse off these platforms, so in this direction we would detrain, drive into the tunnel, empty, change ends, and then cut across. But I have done videos on those before. Anyway, he's closing the doors, we're ready to go. King's Cross, St Pancras. And we're downhill into Russell Square. If you look on the left hand side of the screen, you might see the crossover to the eastbound road. No, you can't. Sometimes the light's on and you can see, but we've passed it anyway. So downhill to Russell Square. There is a 30-mile-an-hour speed limit. But to be honest, even 30 mile an hour can be a little bit fast into this platform. Same with Holborn. Terminals 2 and 3. I'm just copying the digital voice announcer. I know I've got issues. There's the doors closed. There's the brakes released. Let's go. Russell Square. So we're still going downhill. Next one is Holborn. Change at Holborn for Central Line services. Braking to come into Holborn. Again, it's a platform that can catch you out. It tends to catch out new drivers. Because it's downhill, it's a relatively short platform, and because it's round a bend, you can't see your stopping marks. It's easy to misjudge your speed. The secret is just come in slower. Obviously not crawling at 5 miles an hour, but you know, just knock 5 or 6 mile an hour off it and you should be good. Okay. He's had to reopen his doors. Next stop, Covent Garden. 20 mile an hour speed limit from the from this station around to Covent Garden. I get a bit of wheel screech, so I apologise. You might see on the left hand side in a minute, there's a gap between the eastbound and westbound, so you might see a train going the other way if there is one. Which there's not, but you might just see a green signal in the distance. That's the eastbound Piccadilly Line. Covent Garden. And of course, as you know, Covent Garden to Leicester Square is the shortest distance between two stations on the entire network at track level. You might be able to see a train in the distance. So Leicester Square is next. Change at Leicester Square for Northern Line, Charing Cross branch. And he's already coming, he's already braking for the next station. So Leicester Square, or as my American friends like to say, Leicester. They can be busy stations in central London. And also here in Piccadilly Circus, what you find is, here most people gather at the rear of the train because that's where they come out, and at Piccadilly Circus they tend to gather at the front, so it just takes longer to get people on and off because they're all in one area. So Leicester Square, sorry, next one's Pig Circus. So just to give you an idea, this is a Wednesday evening. It is bonfire night here in the UK. I just had to check the date. Yes, it's bonfire night. Or Guy Fawkes night, whatever you want to call it. And we're coming into Pig Circus. Piccadilly Circus, change here for the Bakerloo line. And as I said, because the entrance at this platform is at the front of the platform, that's where everyone gathers. But relatively quick today. So next stop after Piccadilly Circus is Green Park. Change at Green Park for Jubilee Line and Victoria Line. So in the next probably 2 to 3 weeks, Green Park and Hyde Park will get busy due to Winter Wonderland. At least I'm assuming it's still going on this year. And sometimes Knightsbridge is busy as well due to Winter Wonderland. I don't know the exact date it starts this year, I've not looked, but it's usually about the last week of November till the first week of January, give or take. Busy station because you've got the interchange with Victoria and Jubilee. Right, next stop is Hyde Park Corner. Between here and Hyde Park Corner you've got Down Street disused station and Down Street sidings. I was in Down Street sidings last night, so that video should have already been out by now, assuming it all came out. downhill, round the corner, then it's 25 mph limit into Hyde Park Corner. So down street you'll see maybe in a minute on your left hand side. You might just see the light that was down street, you might see a gap in a minute which is the sidings. And just where that light is, that's the siding. So the siding's basically on the left as you look at the screen. As we come down to Hyde Park Corner, if the lights are on, you'll see that we can change ends and reverse and go onto the eastbound. There is a crossover there, but whether we'll be able to see it, I don't know yet. Yeah, no, it's just here on the left. There's no lights on, so you won't see it. You might have heard the change in the wheels as it went over the points. Next stop is Knightsbridge. Knightsbridge famous for Harrods. This is Knightsbridge. We've got Brompton Road disused station, and then it's South Kensington, which means South Ken bends, so apologies if you get a lot of wheel noise. And I'm sure you all know by now, South Ken bends at 15 mph speed limit. To be 20, but they've for the last, I don't know, 4 years or so it's got a temporary speed limit of 50 due to the wheel screeching. So you might see Brompton Road in a minute on the left hand side if there's any lights on. Basically just here. Yeah, you can't see anything. Round the bends into South Kensington change for Circle and District Line. And I think it's Natural History Museum and maybe the Science Museum. So the DVA I think has just said change here for district, but I'm pretty sure you can get a circle from here as well. Let's have a look. I'm just trying to look at the map. It's not clear. Let's have a look. What does the sign say? I can't see. Yes, district and circle. Anyway, next is Gloucester Road. 25-mile-an-hour limit before the station, and again change for district and circle line. Notice the camera is shaking a little bit, so apologies about that. Gloucester Road. After Gloucester Road is Earl's Court, and then we're popping out Pipe. Gloucester Road. Next stop Earl's Court, change at Earl's Court for district line services. Uphill after Earl's Court to pop out the tunnel just before Baron's Court. I hope you can hear me alright on there, otherwise I've been talking to myself for the last 40 odd minutes. So when we leave Earl's Court, there's a 30-mile-an-hour speed limit dropping down to 25, and that ends just before we come out the tunnel. And then we'll run on what's known as the westbound fast between Baron's Court and, well, we're getting off at Acton, so between Baron's Court and Acton for us on the westbound fast. So I think we've just popped out the tunnel, or we're just about to. Yep, just out now. Coming into Barron's Court, change here for District Line. District Line will run on the westbound local, which is on the right hand side as you look at it. Yeah, there's a District Line train there. Where's it going? Richmond. So for District Line from here you can go to Richmond or Ealing Broadway. You also get regulated here if you're on time or early. Next stop is Hammersmith. You can change Hammersmith again for District Line. You can also change for the Hammersmith and City and Circle Line, but they go from a different station, so you have to go upstairs, depending which exit you use. One of them, you go upstairs, turn right, and it's across the road roughly. I think there's a back entrance as well, so I'm not really sure where that leads. So I don't know why I'm telling you. You got sidings coming up in a minute in the middle between us and the eastbound fast. You just see them here. If it's coming out on your left hand side. So from here we'll run fast to Acton Town, 45 mile an hour speed limit. There was a temporary speed limit just before Acton Town of 15 due to someone hitting the bridge. I don't know if that's still in today, it was there yesterday. And we can reverse off this platform, so we could change ends, and when we got a green signal we'd go through the sidings and onto the other side. Again, we can get regulated here. Oh dear. Ready for the knackers yard, I think. Right, so we've got the green, I think. I'm sure I saw it change. Yep, I did. So run fast, we're going to go through Ravenscourt Park, then Stamford Brook, then Turnham Green, Chiswick Park, down to Acton Town. The opening sequence to the programme Bottom was filmed at Hammersmith, or near Hammersmith Station, and the area looked very different to what it does today. So we're going uphill here towards Ravenscourt Park. We can stop at Ravenscourt Park in this direction, actually in both directions. on the late shifts that I do, we stop there after 10:30 at night. But they can call us and ask us to stop any time. They also stop in the morning, but because I don't do earlys, I can never remember the time. I think it's before 7, something like that. So Turnham Green. Next station is Chiswick Park. We're unable to stop at Chiswick Park in either direction because the fast lines that we're on don't run next to the platforms. Get myself all ready to get off. So we're just about to come through Chiswick Park, and as you can see, the platforms are on the local lines either side, so we can't stop. I have stopped at the stations in the past when we were able to run down the locals, but we're not able to do that anymore. And we're coming down towards Acton. So once we get to Acton, I'll switch you straight off because I need to get out before the train leaves with me on here. I will leave the video here. Obviously I've got a train to drive later. Should anything interesting happen that I think is worth showing you, then I'll add that on the end of this video. But other than that, we'll call it a day. Thank you for watching as always. I appreciate with it being dark, there's not too much to see. I hope you've enjoyed me whinging on as always. Adjusting the seat just in case we go into the local, which looks like we might be doing actually. Are we? Can't. No, we're going in the fast, that's alright then. He was slowing down to 15, so I thought we were going in the local. So again, yeah, thank you for watching. Until next time, please take care of yourselves. This is Acton Town.